Hi, my name's Simeon, welcome to my channel, thanks for clicking on the video. Miguel O'Hara is a great example of writers creating an interesting and complex antagonist. This is a trend I've noticed becoming more popular in recent years, and it's a difficult thing to pull off. So in this video I want to quickly break down some of the things the writers of Across the Spider-Verse did to make Miguel O'Hara a complex and interesting antagonist. Let's go. Number 1. Make them a dark mirror. An antagonist is the person, force, group or idea that opposes the protagonist. In this case, Miles and arguably Gwen. An effective technique you can use when writing an antagonist is to have them be a dark reflection or mirror of the protagonist. They can be similar in a lot of ways, but differ on some key things. Miguel is a Spider-Man like Miles, but he has fangs and claws, a high-tech suit from the future, and generally looks much more serious and intense. He's bigger and more physically imposing than Miles, and he's older and more experienced too, making him a formidable obstacle to overcome. This reminded me of Spider-Man and Venom from when I was growing up. They are also very far apart on their philosophy, Miguel arguing that letting one person die is fine if it saves a whole dimension, and Miles being unwilling to accept that, especially when he finds out the person is his dad. Number 2. Make them justified. Kind of. One way to make an antagonist interesting is to give them a good reason for what they're doing. Even better if they believe they're actually doing a good thing. This is one of the things that made Thanos such an effective antagonist. There was a cold logic in what he was doing, even though it was ultimately monstrous. An antagonist who is convicted to a set of beliefs will fight that much harder for them, and will be a much more dangerous and crafty foe than someone who just likes being evil. However, you've got to watch out when a complex antagonist tells you about their beliefs, as they might not tell you everything. Number 3. Make them an unreliable source of information. Miguel's story about trying to find another dimension where he could be with his family and it collapsing is tragic, and you can see why he's now doing things the way that he is. But did you get the feeling that he's leaving out a few details? What's up with the fangs and claws? Why was Peter B. Parker there when your dimension collapsed? What happened again with your alternate self being murdered and you taking his place? If canon events have to happen, do spider people even have free will? When writing an antagonist, you can try giving your audience pieces of the key information but not the entire puzzle, leaving them clues to figure things out along the way. For example, Miguel seems to really hate anomalies. Like a lot. Like a lot. I feel like there might be something going on there. It's also notable that characters point out more than once that he isn't like the other Spider-Men.
But I'm not like the others.
You know, you're the only Spider-Man who isn't funny. We're supposed to be funny.
I'm a good guy. You don't look like a good guy. You're just gonna have to shut up and trust.
If you're interested in this, Dweebios has done an excellent video with a pretty cool theory, which I'll link to in the description. I personally love the sense of mystery this creates around Miguel, and I can't wait to see what the truth is. My personal theory is that he killed the other Miguel, perhaps by accident, and assumed his identity, thus making him an anomaly too. Let me know your theories in the comments. Number 4. Give glimpses of the darkness within. Now, you might disagree with me on this one, as it could be argued that Miguel is a family man who doesn't want to see what happened to his second daughter's dimension happen to anyone else, and that could be true. But I think there's some darkness within him that goes beyond that. We see hints of this poking up throughout the film, like a Babadook hiding in the shadows. His suit is constantly glitching and needing repairs and tweaks, almost as if he's a man on the edge, barely holding it together. His eyes, teeth and claws are pretty good visual representations of having a monster within. We actually see this monster come out a little as he battles with Miles on the train. The things he says during that battle are delivered in a harsh, unforgiving manner, and he looks decidedly unhinged while doing it. In truth, things could still go either way, but I'm hoping they explore this darkness more in the next film. And finally, number 5, they force the hero to grow or change. Best antagonists are those who force the hero to consider their own beliefs and grow or change as a result. Maybe they suffer a crisis of faith and have to remember who they really are. Or maybe they are conflicted and feel like the antagonist actually has a point. Or maybe the hero needs to surpass their physical limits and do things they would have thought impossible before, like defeating more experienced opponents and escaping from hundreds of spider people. In Miles' case, I think Miguel forces him to do all three. I look forward to seeing what the writers do with Miguel in the next film. Will he eventually team up with the others to stop the larger threat of the Spot, or will he reveal himself to be lost in his own darkness? Whatever happens, I can't wait to find out. And I'm happy to say that Miguel O'Hara is a great example of a complex and interesting antagonist. Anyway, that's my quick breakdown of some of the things the writers of Across the Spider-Verse did to make Miguel O'Hara an interesting and complex antagonist. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, subscribe and consider sharing it. Please also leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of Miguel, and if there are any other characters you would like me to cover. Thanks for watching and goodbye.